I think it's a little bit frustrating that the aircon is always on when the lights are, because it means I keep having to get up and adjusting it. But I can get used to that for now. We're going to plan where we're going for dinner. We don't know yet. Hopefully it's somewhere nice because I have been masking all day and I would really like something nice to eat, substantive, because I haven't had lunch. It was a pleasanter train journey than I was expecting. This poor person kind of came on to help someone get settled, and the doors were not open for 2 whole minutes, and they just got stuck for a whole hour, like almost the entirety of the Southern Uplands. And I hope they're having a better day where they are now.
Thank you.
Oh, that looks good.
So the plan originally had been to go to China Feng, which we went to last year, and I filmed in my last vlog, and it has shut down and my heart is broken, but it was healed by tonight's restaurant, which was also absolutely gorgeous. Mum has taken like half a sausage home with her and the salad. She is set. We're also in a really good area that was literally just at the end of the street. There's also a sushi bar between here and there. And if you go that way, what is it called? Brick Lane? Yeah, it's Brick Lane. And there's a lot of restaurants there. Mum is obsessed with TripAdvisor, and so she says the common consensus is go a little bit off of the main street because it is a very popular, very famous street. But the prices don't look too bad. It's not like they've been artificially inflated or anything, and they're all busy and people look happy in them. There is 2 convenience stores on the street we're on, and we went to one in Brick Lane though because it has mogu mogu, specifically cotton candy mogu mogu, and I've never had that before, but I love jelly and I love cotton candy. We're having an early night though because it was a travel day and we're all tired. So this is where I start splitting things up between this and my mid-core video. Watch out for that. It's going to be a lot of work. I have to specifically shout out the Turkish tea and the Turkish rice pudding. They were fantastic. There is a shop across the street that is also, I don't know how to pronounce the name of this restaurant, but it's the same restaurant except I think it does pizzas, which is wonderful. And I think that would be a really nice lunch spot. Tomorrow, however, we are planning to go to Chinatown, but it is weather dependent because we're not going out if it's raining. So there's a little friend hiding under the pillow. If you've been here a while, you'll know that I'm scared of spiders. I have burst into spontaneous tears when one appeared before. So this is not a good omen. Hello, it is 5:15 in the morning. That fire truck was for us, but it was a false alarm. I'm personally going to say I understand the whole flashing lights emergency thing, but the fact that we couldn't actually get any lights on was so stressful. Anyway.
So you want a large?
I'm quite like the watches.
It's technically a video.
Is it?
Yeah.
I'm not in my vintages.
Cheers. Should bring one along.
Guanghua Bookshop was gorgeous, even though most of the books that I wanted were academic and therefore way out of my price range. In fact, one of them had been mislabeled with a price, but I mean, I was already at the till, so it was kind of embarrassing to be like, no. So I made a very bad decision. I know, like, we went to an Irish pub in Chinatown. Why? The food was not good. The chips were lukewarm and quickly got cold. The bao was terrible. It had clearly been frozen because it had not been defrosted right. If I press this, it depresses. Those bao were hard as bricks. And then at the fold, there was a bit that I thought, oh, this has not been cooked at all. So I would not. How are you a restaurant or even like, how do you exist in Chinatown without someone on staff who knows how to not even cook, just like reheat bao? Like, I think I did not film, but will probably be of interest to channel viewers, is we went to Brick Lane again. There were 2 fabric shops that we went into, Epra Fabrics and Zebut Textiles. Epra Fabrics has the bigger selection, and I think some like really nice quality things, nicer than some of Zebut Textiles, but nothing that I was looking for, unfortunately. But we got a measuring tape from Zebut Textiles, and it's kind of a little gem in that it has crochet hooks and yarn and those wee kind of bag clasps if you're making a bag. It's got a little bit of everything, and I always have a soft spot for those stores. But I can't praise that restaurant we went to for dinner enough. Hitchcut Asian Fusion. It is mostly Indian stuff. There's some really nice kind of Szechuan stuff mixed in there. I absolutely adored those dumplings, momo. I offered Mum a little bit to try. She didn't really get what was different from just like a steamed bun, but she said that the sauce was like hot as the devil's ass. So I think it's an 11 out of 10 for that. But the Nandus wings were fantastic as well, and my parents really enjoyed their... I don't remember what they got, but they really enjoyed it. As a note though, my parents were absolutely convinced this was a bring your own drink venue, and you can, but you can also buy drinks there. We spent last night talking about going to a museum today. There is a Jack the Ripper museum. I shouldn't be surprised. But I have to tell you that there is Effie's, the restaurant. If you go, I think, right, you will find a fish and chip shop called Jack the Chipper. We haven't been there. I don't know if it's good, but it's a fantastic name. I think we will end up having to go to a museum today, however, because the weather is not on our side.
Ketchup or mayonnaise or...
Yeah, could be some ketchup, please, and a couple of plates. Yes,
Yep.
please.
Why that French woman was taking your lunch photographs with it.
Hey, so we didn't do this last night. I was too tired. Apologies. The plough was... I thought it was a pretty good kind of pub. It was just off of... we tried to go into the Green King, which is directly facing the British Museum, and it's basically just outside the gates. it was too full, but we turned left and the Plough was there, and it's also kind of owned by the same people who have the Green King. I think you saw the logo in the menu. I like my katsu burger. I thought it was great. Consensus on the tapas was like at the Irish pub. It wasn't as hot as it should be, which was a shame. And I'm not going to come out here on my horse. Again, I do not have that article about the government and the museum, so I can't, I am pretty sure that the curators tried to be more repatriation friendly, and then the government stepped in and did shit and made it harder, and I don't have the article for it. And also, the British Museum has done a lot of shit as an institution, and I'm not trying to deny that, but I hate the way people get so smug and superior about it, because most of them who will shit on the British Museum for that are not actually involved in making it easier to repatriate things. They just want to be superior about it. And here's the thing. It's not the only museum in the city, in the world. The Met seems to get a lot of passes despite doing a lot of shady shit. But also, this is a really bad year to be in defense of the British Museum, given, what was it, the director who was slyly selling things off on the side. And also that little poem, the little clip about the poem, Yulin Wang went kind of head to head with a exhibition at the British Museum last year because they did not pay them for using their translations. They did not ask permission. And there's no credit in that translation I just showed you. I don't know if the person got paid for it. It doesn't say who did it. It's like you just went through this and you have not learned a thing. Yeah, so it's the Hidden Century exhibition, and they do still sell a book about that, but for that reason I do not recommend buying it. And those two, I don't know, historians, curators are on my shit list. On a happier note, it's called Pho. Pho was my dad's favourite restaurant. He absolutely adored it. It was actually, the Plough also seemed to be kind of short and staffed yesterday, so it did take a wee bit of time for some orders to get out. And I mean, though, it was swamped, as in there were seats available, but the amount of delivery drivers that were piling in was madness. I had steak and garlic pho. Mum had beef brisket, and Dad had what was it? Hot and spicy king prawn, I think, and it was all fantastic. I also really liked the dessert, which was just a choice of ice cream and pandan waffles. And again, this was a thing that they made, fresh made waffles, but because they were so busy, the waffle had kind of gotten a bit room temperature by the time it got to me, but it was still nice. Anyway, I don't know what we're doing this afternoon, but tonight is Hadestown night for me, so I don't care.
Maybe you're not spending room to.
One hold off, I saw it in his tray. It's a Cobra Tiger. They said you were eating that one?
No chance.
Yeah, I get it. I just didn't. And you just like, just do your job and let me watch. No, I just didn't like the whole.
Oh, I didn't get too squished. When I gets a wee bit squished. Well, as long as you don't set the fire alarm off again.
We'll see.
We'll see. Perfect top, because Gloria Onitiri is perfection. Honestly. Melanie LaBarry is my favourite Hermes, and I love that kind of energy, synergy, maybe even flirtationship with Gloria Onitiri that she has. Simon Oscarson was such a sweet Orpheus. Just like so naive and kind and earnest. I was already crying in the first act, but from Wait For Me, Reprise, all the way to the end, I was in tears. And honestly, I've still got a headache. But wonderful. One of the theatre goers said that this was their 36th time seeing the show. They'd seen all of the cast iterations. I was so jealous when I heard that. But on a more serious note, I loved all of the performers, all of the musicians. I don't know, like filmography for films, discography for music. I don't know what it is for theatre. I want to know everything they've all been in. I remember when I went to Broadway in 2019, Mom kept going on about like, I hope you get the original cast. And I was not bothered, but I absolutely loved seeing them, because one of the big things for me had been the London, well, slime tutorial. And I am not sad that I saw Simon, because he was such a perfect Orpheus. I hope we get a cast recording, however, because I would really like to hear Donal sing. One of the Fates was also an understudy, and I just, like, the harmonies, they were perfect. But I'm really curious, because of that, why that person was an understudy, you know? I really like Mickey Jo Theatre, who is a YouTuber, and so I knew something was going to change, and I've been kicking myself because the moment I got on that train I was like, I did not bring the lyrics of Hades Town book, and I knew some of the lyrics would change, and I just, oh, my heart. It has rained non-stop for like 2 days, so of course when we're leaving the sun comes back out. So since this is getting booted out of the room day, we were thinking of going downstairs to just like the bar and ordering from the hotel again. We did that yesterday, and it took like 15 minutes for Mum's sandwich, which wasn't great. And there was only like one slice of ham in each sandwich. I don't know. It's not great. Maybe we'll find somewhere else. It takes hours for things to heat up. So I had it up at 25. I can wear my pullover. It's fine. It's actually 8 degrees, but it's boiling in here because I fell asleep before I remembered to turn it down. It is genuinely so comfy cozy. Joy of joys, Dad said he was taking a 5-minute walk. And it's been over half an hour. He's just come back. He's like, the taxi isn't here for another 15 minutes, but like, we're waiting for you. Which, 15 minutes, guys. I'm not gonna get any food. Taxi's coming at 1, so I do get to eat. Apologies to Dad for that.
There's a woman with a dog sitting next to her.
3 dogs?
No, one. Leave them there.
No, in total 3 dogs.
Aye.
Get your ass out of the way.
What am I doing?